Yeah, this looks very similar to ROG Ally X. This is basically at the same price or a little bit cheaper than the ROG Ally X. Solid mind here, and today we are looking at the OneXFly. Should you buy it in 2024? If you're watching this in the future, like 2025, 2026, and so on, is this still worth it in your time? But I guess the main question is today, should you buy this? I don't know. I've looked at quite a few handhelds, so let's find out together.
Nameplates. I know with their Kickstarter on the original, you can get these customized, and I'm not exactly sure if you can still do it with the 8840.
This looks like it's running on Windows. I can't see the Windows at the bottom, but okay. I see Edge, so there's Chrome, not Chrome. There's Edge is mainly a Windows browser. One X console, Steam, 3D Mark. That's for checking how it compares to other units, and Cyberpunk as well. Okay, MSI as well, Call of Duty. Okay, Epic Games, not bad, not bad. I get it. Okay, so it seems like they have either configured it to have these apps or it came with it.
U-powered version, but if you want to check their site, you definitely can. Now, just taking a look across the top here, we do have a full-size USB 3.2 port, USB 4, 3.5 millimeter audio jack, volume rocker, power button, and we also have these.
Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so a full USB port. Okay, RTLT, RBLB, that's fine. A full USB-C is useful. A lot of accessories are not USB-C yet. So it having USB-C and a normal USB is good. If it has two USB-C ports, even better. But let's continue.
These programmable M keys, so we can actually set these up to be basically any button from software. Moving around to the bottom of the unit, dual stereo speakers tuned by Harman, another USB 4 port, and a micro SD card slot. Personally,
this reminds me a lot of the ROG Ally X in terms of the ports, the buttons, the layout as well. It's very similar to ROG Ally X. Even the color scheme and the way that on the rings, they're lit up a little bit. So I have some questions about that now.
I've always liked the feel of the OneXFly. I think it's actually pretty comfortable. We've got these round.
Yeah, this looks very similar to ROG Ally X. There's just the buttons here on the ROG Ally X are just on the side. So I have questions.
Rounded edges that fit right in your palms. You can reach all of the buttons quite easily, and it's only coming in at 599 grams. These linear triggers around back actually have quite a bit of throw, which comes in really handy for racing games. Full-size analog sticks, and it does feel like they're using that same D-pad, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but we will be testing it in this video just to see if anything's changed. It's hotkeys, and speaking of hotkeys, we've got a couple extra.
Yeah, I think the black does look nice. I like how curved it is there. So when you get your fingers to click RBLB, that it's curved nicely at least.
Pre-programmed right on the front of the unit. The one in the lower left-hand corner is going to minimize or maximize whatever app we have up running. Easy to get to the desktop this way. We've also got an on-screen keyboard button, so at any given time we can bring that up. And of course, we've got the turbo button, which is going to bring up 1X console.
Yeah, this doesn't look too bad. You know what? Let me check pricing, because with all these handhelds, pricing I think is a factor depending on what you get. It's not bad. It's looking like you can get the 7-inch. Oh, okay. AliExpress is at 524. Refurbished 699. Another place 630, 700, 690. Brand new it's 963. So second hand is looking like it's around 600. Brand new is looking around 900. That's today's prices. So whatever date this is published on, that's the day it's coming out. In the UK, on Droid X, it's looking just just over £1,000. So there is quite, the price is quite dear, if I can say so myself, a little bit. And this sits a lot at this is basically at the same price or a little bit cheaper than the ROG Ally X. So that's for me is the comparison. If this is not as good, then it's not worth buying. Let's continue.
Console. From here, we can customize the RGB, TDP. We'll get in a bit closer because they have changed a few things here. Also, gyro support. This will automatically scan our default directories, download a little bit of box art and some metadata for our games. So we can go ahead and launch them directly from here. It is fully updatable through the app itself. And again, we will move in a bit closer in just a sec, but when it comes to the overall specs of the new,
yeah, so far it looks good. I can't see anything wrong with it so far. The display looks, is it 7 inches? It is. I think it's around 7 inches. So it's not too bad. Anyway, let's continue.
OneXPlayer. Basically what we've got here is that Ryzen 7 8840U. So we get 8 cores and 16 threads.
I cored it 7 inches. All right, okay. Let's have a little talk. Ryzen standard, 8 cores. The base is 3.3 gigahertz, boost to 5.1. This has more gigahertz than my physical PC that I have. RAM 64 gigs. Okay. 7 inches bigger than some of the, like for example, GPD Win 4, way bigger than that, and the Neo Slide, this is bigger than that already, and it's cheaper, so it's not too bad. It's running Windows 10, sorry, 11, because you can clearly see here in the middle, it's using the Windows 11 OS. I don't know if you can download Linux instead on it to make it run faster, but so far it's not bad. The weight is also reasonable, comparable to other handhelds, so comparison wise here we're looking pretty all right.
The base clock of 3.3, boost up.
Yep, let's go.
Again, pressing that turbo button once is going to bring up our overlay. From here, we've got our performance settings, so we can go anywhere from 4 watts up to 30 watts with it. We've also got a fan mode setting. Automatic works really well with this system, but if you wanted to, you could actually set up.
Yeah, so I like this. So the wattage element of it is pretty useful in terms of if you're playing a game and you don't want it to run at 30 watts, because the higher the wattage, the faster the battery drains. So you can control that. If you're playing a game that, you know, doesn't need 30 watts, you can just crank it down. Or if you still want to play a AAA game, and you don't want to let the battery drain that fast, you can just crank it down to 15 watts, reduce the specs in the game, and boom, you just increase your battery life. So it's not bad. Fan as well, it's good. You can control it. Automatic probably makes sense of it, but it depends if you know you're going to be in a place where you're going to be playing it for hours. It's a high or hot climate, so far so good.
Automatic. Vibration settings, we can go all the way up with it, and this does have some pretty strong feedback.
That's good. That's good. Reminds me of the DualShock 4 controller on the PlayStation when that came out. But yeah.
We can also change the resolution, adjust that RGB. There is a performance overlay that's
Yeah, so I guess to summarize this bit, you can basically, like most handhelds, just control what you want. Lower the brightness, lower the wattage, lower the fan speed, the vibrations, increase the display, lower the display. There's quite a lot you can and can't, well, you can do here. So pretty good. Let's finish this off to see if you guys should buy this.
Here, I'm sure if I turned off Bluetooth, maybe that RGB, lowered the screen brightness, we could lower that a bit, but most of the time I would be playing this at 60 anyway, and that's around 8 watts. Next thing I wanted to do was check out this D-pad, so I figured we'd test out some Street Fighter.
Okay, it looks good. Looks good so far.
I'm at an 18 watt TDP, medium 1080p. D-pad is definitely not my favorite.
Okay, I've decided. Should you buy this? This is almost a clone. Not a clone. It's very similar to ROG Ally X. Now the question is, which one would I go for if I had a choice and money? Would I go for the OneXFly or the ROG Ally X? I would go for the ROG Ally X, but this is reasonable. The only reason I'm saying I prefer that and I wouldn't buy this unit is because of the price point. The ROG Ally X, I can buy it for $799, and the ROG Ally I can buy for $699 today. This, it's £1,000 on some places. Second hand, it's around the same price as the ROG Ally X. So I would more swing towards that, say the £200 for something else, because they look the same. That's a lie. The ROG Ally X looks a little bit better. It has a slightly smaller display, but I would go for that. But what do you guys think? If you have it, let me know down below. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Peace.